This is in Canva. It's available to you if you have Canva Pro. When you're on your home screen, you'll find it over here on the left bar where it says brand. You can click on that and it'll bring you into your templates, but you can click right here on brand kits. And in this, you can add a new brand kit by clicking on this button. You can name it whatever you would like to name it and click create. All right, on here you are able to add in your logos, and you can see over here everything that's available. Logos, your color palette, your fonts, the voice that you want the AI feature within Canva to use whenever it's magic writing things for you or rewriting. You can add photos, you can add graphics and icons as well. So for logos, you would just click on add new, upload, and then you can go into your images and wherever you keep your logos and your photos and things like that, just select whichever one you want, click open. You can add more than one logo, so I could go back in and add another one if I wanted to. Now I've got my logos easily accessible. You can set up your color palette by just clicking on, how do we do that? Sorry. By clicking on add new, and you can click on add palette. You can do a custom palette if you know the hex codes for the colors that you're wanting to use. Or you can just type in some names of colors in here. So if I wanted my color palette to be some variation of blue, then I could add this entire palette. Sorry. So if I wanted to add just Canva's palette called Blue Charmers, then I could add that color palette into my brand kit. I could also just custom add colors if I know my hex codes. So let's say that this right here is my hex code. I would just type it into this bar and then click enter, and it adds that additional color. If I want to remove it, I can hover over it and click on the X. For your fonts, you can add new, and you would be able to click on add a text style. You can add any style of text, whether it be title, subtitle, heading, etc. Or you can edit the ones that are already in here. So for title, you would just click on edit. You would choose your font. So if I wanted my font to be alike for my heading, I can change what I want that to be. If I need to change it, I can change the size of it. If I want it to be larger, I can make it bold or italicize it. And then I would save that. I could add another another one. We could do subtitle. Choose a font style. Maybe we want, get out of the corporate. Maybe I want this one for my subtitle. This one does not allow you to bold or italicize it. That's okay. It's probably just this font itself does not allow that. And click check. For your heading, we can just keep going through, adding some different font styles that we want. Subheading. Maybe you want Poppins, yes. Section header. If this is a header, then I'm probably going to want this to be bold. So I'll click on that one and then I'll make this one bold. For my body, we'll go back with this Poppins size 16. For a quote, it's going to italicize it for you. So I'm just going to keep going back and forth between these two styles. And then for a caption, we can do whichever one we want. Okay, so now I have my font style set up. My brand voice, if you click on add your brand voice, it gives you an example. So our voice is confident, casual, and friendly. if you read this little paragraph right here, it tells you what it's doing. So I'm just going to use the example. Our voice is confident, casual, and friendly. Confident, and I'm going to say professional as well. All right, save that. Now, if you try your brand voice in a design, it's going to open up a new design. So you can do that if you wish, but if you are going to have a hard time getting back to your brand kit, then just leave that there for now. You can add photos. So I suggest here you add any photos that you're going to be using repetitively in designs, such as your headshot or maybe the same image of your local town or whatever. You can do that by just clicking, again, add new, upload, and then you would choose whatever headshot you want to have in here. If you have multiple headshots, feel free to just keep adding new, adding multiple headshots in here, etc. All right, graphics. This is something that you can use within Canva. We'll get to those later. So now that my brand kit is set up, I'm going to remove this one because I don't want it. I just want the all white one. Okay, so now that our brand kit is set up, we can go home and we can create a design, and I'm just going to go with an Instagram design. So when you're in a design, if you look over here, it says design. This is giving you templates, and then you can also go to styles. In styles, you'll see that your brand kit is right here. Now let me change it to my example kit so we can see how that works. Okay, so now this is the one that we just made in our brand kit. So let's go back to templates, and we will do anything real estate. So let's try this one. Okay. Now that you've chosen your template, you'll click over here. Make sure you clear that out, because if you don't, then you won't see your style. So once you've chosen your template, click on styles. Now we have our branded font. So I can click this and it immediately changes that to match my brand. And then I can click on my color palette and just keep clicking until it gives you the color scheme that you want it to be. I'm going to go with this one. And then you can just click in here and change the font right here, or you can just delete it and go back into your brand kit, which is found right here again on your left bar. And maybe I want to add my logo because it's easily accessible. I can just resize that, drop it down here at the bottom. And maybe I want to add my picture. So I can put this down here again at the bottom. Maybe move this over to the left side. We're going to resize this. And I'm going to remove the background of this image so it's not overlapping any of this. So I just make sure that this image is selected, click on it. If you look up here at the toolbar, you should have one that says background remover or BG remover. If you don't see it, just click these little arrows and it'll open up everything over here at your Magic Studio. So I can click on background remover. And it takes a little bit to get that going. Right, and now I have my headshot added easily. Now, maybe I want to edit the text style on this right here. I could say on the text that we want it to do, we are going to click on Magic Write, and we're going to click Change Voice and Apply Brand Voice. And now it has changed it to match the voice that I want it to do. And again, we can just go through and change these as we see fit. And that is pretty much what's happening with the brand kit. It just makes it so much easier to design things within Canva and have everything kind of all in one accessible place.